Hold me back. Hold me back. You'll fight Eddie. No, you fucking stop.
What's your relationship like with Floyd?
Oh, we got a good relationship. I'm cool with Floyd. You know, Floyd had just randomly called me, you know, asked me how my family doing, asked me how I'm doing, and don't even talk about boxing.
Wow.
It just, I didn't want nothing. I was just checking up on you, champ. You know, see how you doing, and you know, making sure everybody good and things like that. And all right, I'll talk to you later.
Wow.
You know, things like that. And that mean more to me than calling me, hey man, what's up with boxing? You know?
Floyd Money Mayweather, the undefeated legend, has joined Terence Bud Crawford's private camp. And this time it's serious. He is not there for a cameo. He is fully involved in a closed training session. No drama, no media. Just Floyd in the corner speaking for the first time after stepping in as Crawford's hidden weapon before the biggest fight of Bud's career against Canelo Alvarez. Imagine Floyd entering Crawford's gym with full authority. But instead of fighting, he is coaching from ringside. So what? Were Floyd's first words after training with Crawford. What do they tell us about the plan ahead? And what could this mean for the future of boxing? Let's break it down.
Which one for the office?
Which one? Which
Sorry, in the middle.
Oh, so I may do another exhibition this year.
Which one?
I don't.
If I take Floyd Mayweather in his absolute prime, and I take Manny Pacquiao in his absolute prime,
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd still beats him.
Floyd beat everybody.
You don't believe there's a guy at 140, 147 in the history of boxing that could have beat Floyd in his prime?
It'd be tough. Floyd, man, that boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad.
What makes it, I mean, what, because, and I told people this, I said, look at Floyd. I said, Floyd, it's not that he trains, I mean, it's his life. And from the very beginning, he said, I want to be the best.
We all know Mayweather is famous for showmanship, but this time he didn't arrive with lights and cameras. He quietly stepped into Crawford's private camp away from the media. No press, no noise, just two legends training side by side. Reports say Floyd appeared without warning a few weeks back. At first, Crawford and his team were shocked since Floyd is usually linked with drama, but the mood quickly shifted to respect. They touched gloves. Floyd helped wrap Crawford's hands and then got straight to business, working on footwork, mitts, and sharp timing drills.
You could take a guy like Canelo. This guy could do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting.
Floyd is there with purpose. This isn't some side role. He is planning every detail. Each jab, each feint, each step back is part of the bigger strategy leading into Bud versus Canelo.
Turkey, you need to put a small ring, the smaller ring in the...
Hey, Matt. Yeah. The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Facts.
You've probably seen the quote already. It's all over boxing Twitter. After the session, Floyd looked at the camera and said, "He's the best I've seen for real." That's massive coming from Mayweather, a man who ruled the sport with his own gloves. This isn't hype, it's pure respect for the new era. And it goes further. Floyd later explained, he has it all: power, timing, movement. I told him, if you execute this right, you'll be dangerous. At 168, that's not just praise. Floyd is basically giving Crawford the formula for beating Canelo with a 5th-round stoppage plan from the GOAT himself. So let's pause and break it down, because this isn't some PR stunt. Floyd Mayweather entering Crawford's camp is like getting once-in-a-lifetime access to a fighting mind that went 50-0 against the toughest opponents alive.
You faced Mayweather, you were 23 years old, I believe?
23.
And
Just
again,
turned 23.
Yeah, you just turned 23. You didn't have a lot of seasoning. I know people will say, oh, he had a lot of fights. Well, you didn't have an amateur career. You started boxing at 15 as a pro, right?
Yeah.
So you gave up the weight concession, you gave up the rehydration clause, and I always
Everything.
thought I always thought if you would have faced him, with some more seasoning, it would have gone differently.
He deserved the position in that moment because, Floyd Mayweather is one of the best fighters in the boxing history, and he deserved the position in that moment. I try to make history, and I try to put myself in the very top in that moment, but for some reason doesn't happen, right? And yeah, like you say, if I had that fight with Miguel Angel Cotto first and all these kind of fights and then fight Mayweather, maybe go in the different way. But we never gonna know. We never gonna know. And I learned what from that fight, and like I say, things happen for a reason.
So what is Floyd really adding here? Let's begin with the most obvious. His ring IQ. Floyd isn't only clever inside the ropes, he's calculated, precise, almost ruthless in how he studies opponents. He never throws without purpose, he never shows a clear read, and he never loses composure. That famous shoulder roll is more than defense, it's a trap. It lures opponents into errors so he can strike back with something sharp and punishing.
I will go to his body with a shot to the body. I'll walk away, come back, shoot the same shot to the body. I walk to the left, I walk to the right, then I come back and I make him look me eye to eye. I make him look me eye to eye so we can catch eye contact. When we catch eye contact, I look at his body and look him back in the eye. For him to think that I'm going to go to his body again, but then I faint like I'm going to the body and sweep him up top. It's just mental games.
Now he's guiding Crawford on how to set those same traps, from slight feints to trick jabs that make someone like Canelo leave openings. Floyd is teaching Bud the craft of deception step by step.
So when you go on me, you get behind me. Okay? Smart shit. Smart shit. When you drop too, wow. When you drop, you don't get it. Everything one. Fight like this, boom, and you come around. Fight like this, boom, we switch. So you're going to roll something at you, and then next time.
But this goes beyond defense. Floyd is showing Crawford how to master distance like he's pulling the strings. And against Canelo, who charges forward like he never learned to back up, that's everything. Crawford already moves well, but with Mayweather, he's getting the kind of refinement that takes his footwork to the next level.
405. 405. There you go.
It's not about running or staying on the outside. Floyd is showing him how to remain in the danger zone, just long enough to draw errors, then slip away like he was never there. Small angle shifts, half steps, subtle weight moves. These are lessons you won't find in any book. Only someone who's lived it in the ring can hand them down.
Of all the fights you've had 50, who would you say was your toughest opponent?
Out of my career, I just want to say, none of them was really tough. None was really tough. I mean, you got guys that punch hard and hit hard, and you got guys that come out and win a few rounds, but nothing really was tough.
And then comes the mental game. Floyd never relied only on punches. He beat opponents in their heads before the first bell, even rang his confidence could shut down an entire arena. And that same mindset is what he's passing on to Crawford right now.
I'm hunting him. That's it. I'm hunting everything that he got. And I'm going to take it come September 13th. I want all the people in the stands that booed me, they going to cry when they go home. They're going to cry.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
He's telling Bud this is more than a fight, it's a performance. You don't enter the ring like it's a street scrap. You step in like it's your stage. From the stare down to the way you move in the corner between rounds, every action delivers a message, and Floyd has been delivering those messages his whole career without speaking a word. Word from the camp is Floyd is also drilling mental repetition. They're reviewing Canelo's fights frame by frame, breaking down every twitch, every hand drop, every pause and rhythm. He's training Bud to spot the tiny moments most fighters never notice, that split second when Canelo adjusts his stance. That's the chance, that deep breath in round 7. That's when the pace changes. It's complete chessboard analysis, and Crawford has the sharpest strategist alive guiding him.
He got a good jab. He's a good counter puncher. He's not 42. He's not 42-0 for nothing. You know, well, now 42-1, but in my eyes, he's still a champion. It's an up-and-coming champion versus a legendary champion. Someday he will go down in the Hall of Fame. Someday I will go down in the Hall of Fame.
And let's not forget, Floyd knows Canelo firsthand. He fought him, he beat him, he shut him down when Canelo was just 23 and hungry. But he also studied the blueprint. He understands Canelo's pride, his size, his dependence on body shots and raw power. Floyd isn't only handing Crawford the tools to succeed, he's passing him the script itself.
Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts, and the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36 with 40-something fights, and to tell you the truth, I was over the hill.
All right, let's be honest, Floyd Mayweather never does anything without purpose. He's not the kind to casually show up and hold mitts unless there's a bigger move behind it. So the real question isn't just why he's working with Terence Crawford, it's why now, why step in right in the middle of the year's biggest fight build-up, Crawford versus Canelo. Why does the undefeated king suddenly come out of the shadows to play mentor?
It's really that they don't want, it's not that they don't want to see Tank win because they feel like it's beating me because I dominated the fight game for so long. But these same writers out here, they praise Canelo. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Motherfucker easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy.
This isn't just mentorship, it's strategy, it's chess. First, let's talk legacy. Floyd beat Canelo back in 2013 when Canelo was young, undefeated, and still learning. Since then, Canelo has added size, sharpened his skills, and become a unified champion. But Floyd still remembers he was the one puzzle Canelo couldn't crack. And now, with Crawford stepping up against the same opponent, Floyd sees a chance to relive that story, to prove he created the original blueprint to beat Canelo, and now he's passing it on. But it's more than ego, it's also business. Floyd is a master at staying relevant, and relevance means money. By attaching himself to the biggest fight of the decade, he shifts from being the retired champ in TMT gear to being back in the thick of it.
I just like to push myself to be the best at whatever I do. It could be basketball, football. My dad introduced me to boxing in 1977, and I just took it to the next level. I love boxing, I love competing, and I love being the best. What's good with the fight camp so people can compete with one another, push each other, and it's fun. People want to see who hit the hardest, who's the fastest, who could throw the most punches. So it's a great product. It's about just competing and working hard, getting in shape, and enjoying yourself while you're doing it.
He's in the gym sharing secrets with the man who could become the next undisputed great. It grabs headlines, and more importantly, it keeps the Mayweather name alive in every boxing debate. And here's the bigger layer. This could be the passing of the torch. Floyd has never crowned a true successor. He's never stood up and said this is the one. But with this move, he's quietly pointing to Crawford. He's saying, if anyone is going to carry on my legacy, it's Bud, because if Crawford beats Canelo and does it convincingly, it's not just Bud's triumph, it's Floyd's as well, since his influence will be stamped all over that. When this fight isn't just another main event, it's a cultural marker. Crawford versus Canelo has already split the boxing world right down the middle.
Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favored Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you
of
feel
course, I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and, you know, but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. And he can win for sure. But Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him. And I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
You've got the old school crowd backing Canelo, pointing to his size, his power, and his proven track record at 168 as the clear edge. But then you've got the new wave, the Bud believers, convinced that Crawford's sharp ring IQ, switch hitting skills, and calm killer mindset are about to flip the script and shock the world.
I've been in the ring with Crawford too.
Oh shit! I didn't know you sparred.
I got Crawford ready for when he fought Sean Porter.
Okay.
I've been with him for a few weeks. What do I think of that fight?
Yeah.
I think that everybody knows that Crawford got the skills. I do think that Canelo's a little big. He's a little big for Crawford. And it'll be a tall task for him to win. It'll be a lot you have to. It'll be a lot to get that victory based on size alone. Not that size wins fights, but you got a guy that got size and skills. It'll be hard. I mean, nothing's impossible. But if I had my money on somebody winning the fight, it'll be Canelo Alvarez. Even though Terence Crawford is a great fighter, they both great fighters. You got two great fighters in there. I think one guy got the advantage due to his makeup, his body tightness, how big of a person he is, and I think that will be a deciding factor in that fight.
Jumping up 21 pounds, would Crawford have to fight the perfect fight?
Absolutely. Size will play a factor in that fight. It won't.
Twitter is on fire. Podcasts are clashing over predictions, and even icons like Shane Mosley and Roy Jones Jr. can't see eye to eye.
Shane, what do you think about Canelo and Crawford?
I think Canelo's too big for Crawford. I think Canelo's too big for Crawford. I think that the reason why, if Crawford was a mover like the rest of the fight, then maybe he can have a good chance with Canelo. But I think that being that Crawford is a fighter, that's gonna be his problem. He's a fighter. He wants to fight. He can move a little bit, but his heart is not in moving. So he's gonna have to sit there and fight with Canelo. If you sit there and fight with Canelo and he's that much bigger than you, then I don't know. But everybody thinks, Crawford, he's a great boxer, he's this, he's that, which he is. He's a great fighter. And I think he's a great fighter at 140, 47. And he seems just to be, good at 54. And now we're going to 68.
How many more tricks has Canelo learned since you last fought him?
So are we witnessing Floyd passing the torch, or was this just a cameo? Share your thoughts below. Team Floyd, Team Crawford, Witch Doctor, or Team Canelo comeback? Smash the like button if you're hyped, and don't forget to subscribe.